Right now, a star called HD 140,283 is still burning, still fusing hydrogen, still orbiting our galaxy, and every calculation astronomers run tells them it is older than the universe itself. NASA has no answer for it. Harvard has no fix. And what this star's existence implies about everything we thought we knew has kept the world's best astrophysicists up at night for decades. But here's what nobody is telling you. It sits just 190 light-years away. That is practically next door in cosmic terms, close enough that we can study it in precise detail, close enough that there is no hiding what it is. HD 140,283, scientists call it the Methuselah Star, named after the oldest man in the Bible. It is a subgiant, slightly smaller than our sun, burning at the edge of our galaxy's halo. Astronomers first noticed it decades ago because of something strange in its light, a signature that did not fit, a composition that pointed backward through time, so they trained the Hubble Space Telescope directly at it. They ran the numbers, then they ran them again. What they found was not a measurement error. It was not instrumental noise. It was a star that, by every tool we have, should not be here. In 2013, a team at Johns Hopkins University published their findings. The Methuselah Star's age, 16.3 billion years old, plus or minus 800 million years. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. Read that again, slowly. A star that is older than the cosmos it lives inside. A star that formed before time had the ingredients to make stars. Before the Big Bang scattered the elements, before galaxies existed, before anything existed, this star was supposedly already there, already burning, already consuming its fuel. And here is the part that nobody at NASA can explain away. This is not a fringe calculation from a discredited team. This is peer-reviewed science, published in the Astrophysical Journal, verified by independent researchers. The Hubble Space Telescope, humanity's most precise eye in the sky, looked directly at this star and produced this number. They cannot make the number go away. So the obvious question is, are we wrong about the star's age? Astronomers have tried. Every revision, every refinement of the data has nudged the number slightly, but never enough. The most generous rounding gets the estimate down to around 14.5 billion years, still older than the universe, still impossible. Then they ask the harder question, are we wrong about the universe's age? That is where it gets genuinely disturbing, because the age of the universe is not a single measurement. It is a convergence of dozens of independent methods. The cosmic microwave background, the expansion rate, the distribution of galaxies across billions of light years. They all agree. 13.8 billion years, two separate, independently verified numbers, and they cannot both be right. That is not even the part that worries them. Here is what scientists are actually afraid to say out loud. The Methuselah Star belongs to the first generation of stars ever born, population II, formed from almost nothing. No heavy metals, almost pure hydrogen and helium, the raw exhaust of the Big Bang itself. And that is exactly what makes it so damning. Population II stars are relics. They formed when the universe was young, when conditions were different, when physics was operating in ways we can only model and never observe directly. And if this star is older than our models allow, it means one of three things, and all three are terrifying. First possibility, the Hubble constant is wrong. The expansion rate of the universe, the one we have been measuring and refining for a century, is off, which means every distance calculation in cosmology is off, which means we do not actually know how large the universe is. Second possibility, there is a period of cosmic history we have missed entirely. A dark era before the Big Bang, a pre-universe in which stars could somehow form, that our entire framework of physics has no language to describe and no instrument to probe. Third possibility, the one researchers whisper in conference hallways but rarely commit to in print, is that the standard model of cosmology is broken at its foundation. Not incomplete, not in need of a small correction. Broken. And here is the strange part. None of this should be possible at all, but the star is there. What this means practically is that the story we tell about the universe, the one that starts with the Big Bang, expands outward in a clean arc of 13.8 billion years, and ends with us here, mapping it, may be missing something enormous. The Methuselah Star is not an anomaly to smooth over in the next paper. It is a data point that has survived 3 decades of scrutiny and refused to disappear. We are not talking about a theory. We are not talking about a simulation. We are talking about a star you can point a telescope at and observe tonight with your own eyes. And every time someone does, the universe gets harder to explain. The model gets more strained. And the silence from the institutions, the ones who should be screaming this from every headline, gets harder to ignore. So here is the question nobody has answered. If the Methuselah Star is older than the universe, what came before? What was burning out there in the dark before everything began? Drop your answer in the comments, because the people with the telescopes are not talking.